It is going to be a World War III between China and USA. This is South China Sea, where a war is going on right now. The area of the South China Sea is more than 3.5 million square kilometers. And 80% of the trade of the Pacific Ocean is done through this South China Sea. But there is a big geopolitical tension going on here. The reason for this is that China wants to take this South China Sea under its control, because of which countries like Malaysia, Vietnam, Philippines, South Korea and Japan are in great tension, because their sea trade is done through this route. China is building its military bases here very quickly. But on the other side is America. Because of this situation, America has started building its military bases around China, because of which there is a big geopolitical tension in this area. And many experts are also saying that South China Sea is the area from where there are chances of World War III. After all, why is there such a geopolitical tension in South China Sea? And why is it so important for the world? And why is China so interested in controlling it? China has deployed its military there. Will this result in the biggest war in the world? The South China Sea. 30% of the world's trade is done through the South China Sea. This year, 11 billion oil barrels and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas go to Southeast Asian countries from this sea. The South China Sea connects the Pacific Ocean with the Indian Ocean. So this is also a very important trade route. Whoever will be the owner here, 30% of the world's trade will be added to his national treasure and he will become very powerful. Today, 5 countries claim the ownership of South China. According to the sea limit of the sea, the area of 200 miles of the sea from the sea coast of each country comes under the ownership of this country. It is also called the Exclusive Economic Zone, IEEZ, and the part of the sea that is not EEZ comes under international waters. And every country has a right to it. But China claims the entire South China Sea. When Japan lost in World War II, China created this dotted line and declared its area to about 90% of the South China Sea. Earlier, this area was under the control of Japan. When the UN passed the EEZ law, China refused to accept it. Because of being a very important sea trade route, China wanted to keep its control over it. There are many islands in the center of this sea, which are claimed by all these countries. Because whoever will go into ownership, the country's EEZ will increase. That is why China is building military bases on these islands and has deployed its military on many islands. Then there is the entry of the USA. There is no claim of USA on this sea. But America is the superpower of the world. And China and America are also fighting each other. That is why USA is building military bases against China there, so that it can stop China from moving forward. Because if China moves too far and China's economy is already very strong, it will take America's place. These bases start from Japan, where America has 32 military facilities. There are more than 30,000 American soldiers in Japan. There are more than 200 American soldiers in Taiwan. In 1958, there were 20,000 American soldiers there. America also had nuclear weapons here then, because the distance between China and Taiwan is only 100 miles. And these nuclear weapons were kept there to be used in the war between China and America. Then comes the neighboring country of China, the Philippines. America's air bases are present on the islands there. There are 2,000 American soldiers here. In addition, there is also an American air base on the Luzon Island there, where more than 1,000 soldiers are present at all times. Then comes Sulu Island. There are also a large number of American soldiers on Sulu Island. And there is also a U.S. anti-aircraft system installed there. Then comes Vietnam, where American soldiers are present and American bases are also built. The President of the United States visited Vietnam and they also had an agreement that in the condition of war, America can use all the airports of Vietnam. After this, America had become very strong against China. There is also a military agreement between America, UK and Australia, which is called AUKUS. All of them are forming a submarine force together, so that they can control the entire Pacific Ocean, and it can be made secure. America and Australia have already built a combined base on Perth. These submarines are being built there. If this situation is seen, then America has prepared the whole strategy. All of China's trade is from the Eastern Sea route. and the USA has made its bases in this entire area. Most of China's trade is through the trade route of Indonesia. The route from there to Europe and the Middle East is the way to trade. And the states from where the trade is done are in all these countries, which are friends of America and are supporters of America. They can close these routes at the behest of America. And if these routes are closed, then China will have to face a huge loss in days. Because China is producing a lot of things. And the main focus of China's economy is trade. If this happens, then China's economy can be very disturbed. That's why for the past few years, China has been making military efforts to take control of this sea. China has the second largest navy in the world. China had made a budget of $300 billion for the navy. China has the power to secure its trade routes with a strong navy in case of any problem. Because of China's production and trade, China has become the second richest country in the world. And America is at risk of this. America is the superpower of the world. And if China defeats America in any way, then China will be the new superpower. China will soon cross America's economy and become the world's largest economy. And this is what America does not want. Because right now America is the superpower. And it does not want to lose this title in any way. Now it seems that China is going to take America's place. America will use all its strength to stop China from becoming a superpower. America will do anything for this. Right now, America's two biggest adversaries have made alliances with each other. That is, China and Russia. After the alliance between China and Russia, China has become very strong geopolitically. And all this is heading towards a very big war. And according to an estimate, this war will be World War III. And there are also chances of being badly damaged by this war. Now let's see if this whole situation goes towards this war. Or some countries fall into it and make a dialogue situation to cool this matter.